start that over and do it again. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the CPS Reports. Today I'm doing another fight video on One Fight Night 16, Haggerty versus Andrade on Prime Video this Saturday, 4th of November at 1 a.m. South African time. Let me get started. Starting off with the main event between Johnathon Haggerty and Fabricio Andrade, Bantamweight Kickboxing World Championship fight. This is going to be an explosive fight because these two are on top of the food chain in their division, in the respective divisions. Johnathon, the General Haggerty, can't say much about this guy. He was the champion before my man Rodtang. They go back being the two guys that pioneered these divisions. Johnathon Haggerty, what can I say? Like he's got the stuff, man. He's got the skills. Very quick. Very powerful now, but very quick, has a very high volume of striking, very creative as well. Watching most of his fights in the One Championship, though a lot of it was unanimous decision or majority decision, he still put on a very masterful display of kickboxing. And Muay Thai as well. One of the things I noticed about Johnathon is he didn't always have the knockout power, but he surely had the ability to maintain the distance of the fight or control the distance of the fight. He always uses a lot of teep kicks, a lot of spinning elbows, and just his high volume of striking always overwhelms the opponent. He came up short against Rodtang in the two fights against Rodtang, but that was just because Rodtang had a bit more power, had a bit more grit. Excuse me. Had a bit more grit. And kind of like walked through the waves of attacks from Haggerty. That being said, Haggerty came back after taking those two losses and pretty much just filled out and just became a lot bigger, a lot more powerful, gained upper weight class in bantamweight, and knocking out Nong Ohama, which was, I was like, whoa, he's got knockout power now. And we pair that up with the speed that he didn't lose. Just makes him a very dangerous fighter. And I mean, his record, other than the Rodtang, like I said, he's beat like Joseph Lazary. Yeah, this dude just like smoked almost every fighter that he's been up against. So I'm not surprised at him being the champion. I won't be surprised if he actually maintains it. However, that doesn't mean I'm saying it's going to be an easy fight. Fighting against Fabricio Andrade, who is also a straight up killer. Wonder Boy just walks through all of his opponents, and being the last two fights against John Lineker, who we know was formerly in the UFC, Fabricio just put him aside and be like, you need to step aside, like this is my place, you know what I mean? Like although the first fight was a no contest, up until that low knee, Wonder Boy was winning the fight. Clearly winning the fight, like he was stitching it so far. I'm pretty sure that if he didn't land that unfortunate low knee, I'm pretty sure he would have put Lineker out there because you could see Lineker was done. In the second fight, he just completely shut that all down and stopped him completely. Close fight, but then Andrade obviously pulled it away and walked away with the TKO victory, making him the champion. Similar skill set to that of Johnathon. I do feel that Andrade is a little bit more explosive, which means he has a bit more of a punch. He packs a bit of a bigger punch. But I mean, Haggerty's been there, done that. He's been around the block against the best of the best. He's got the skill set. He's seen different scenarios and different kind of ways to navigate fights. I do kind of think it's a kind of an even fight. I'm tipping it to Haggerty, but I also then wouldn't be surprised if Fabricio takes this win. Again, they're both champions and both artists of the game. So we will just have to be patient enough to wait and see what two boys have to bring. It's just a mouth-watering fight if you ask me. It's just can't wait to watch it. Really can't wait to watch it. Let me move on to the co-main event, which is between Tye Ruotolo and Magomed Abdulkadirov. I had to say it slowly because I didn't want to butcher the game. This is literally my second take of this video. And I butchered the name in the first take just because I'll be honest, I haven't really seen the guy fight. I had to go and watch a couple of YouTube videos to kind of see who he is. I noticed he fought against Benson Henderson 2 years ago. They had a grappling match. He did really well in that one. Also, what I noticed is that on the One Championship website, they don't show Magomed's record. So that indicates to me that this may be his debut fight for the One Championship, and up against Tye Ruotolo in a welterweight grappling title fight. I think it's pretty extreme. It's quite a high mountain to climb. Although Magomed is a powerful grappler, tall, quite big, like a stocky, poses good threats for Ruotolo. However, Tye Ruotolo, if you don't know, one half of the Ruotolo twins, Tye, the flair, the creativity, the ability to always find leverage that suits him in all his grappling fights is just brilliant to watch. Being only 20 years old, undefeated in the One Championship, and just pretty much like smoking everybody. His debut fight was against Gary Tonin, who is a very well-decorated jiu-jitsu champion. And he smoked him in the first round, the Tye smoked him in the first round. Also, one of the most noticeable wins on Tye's record was going up against Renier Tereda. If you don't know, RDR was a double-weight champion in MMA. I think he also was a champion in kickboxing. And to fight Tye, who is much younger, not as big, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Renier Tereda was light heavyweight champion. And for Tye to be able to beat him through a unanimous decision, he's a middleweight MMA world champion. So for Tye to beat RDR in a unanimous decision in a grappling match says quite a bit. It shows you how powerful and what traits this kid really presents. I think Tye has got the world at his feet, and I think he's got the making of becoming one of the most dominant grappling champions in one championship. This should be quite a close fight. Might be a bit tough, but I think Tye has got the, how do I say? He's just got the creativity, man. He brings things to the table that you've never seen before. And also we're having this grappling match not being that it's non-gi, and it's also in a cage. That does change the whole dynamic for the grappling. It's not usually on just open mats. So I think I'm going to tip it towards Tye just because he's coming in at the heart of form, and he's got more to show in the One Championship. But you can't take anything for granted. Magomed just might come and freak this one and take the title. So I think the co-main event and main event is really good fights to watch. So pay attention to that. Let me move on to some of the fighters I think would be nice to watch out for the remainder of the card. I'll start with the opening fight, which is a rematch between Jeremy Miado and Lito Adiwang, which is a strawweight MMA bout. These two guys have fought before, like I said, they fought the rematch. Jeremy coming out on top with a TKO win. I haven't really seen much of Jeremy. I think that was the first time I've seen him fight was against Lito. Lito I've seen before. I've watched his debut. He's got good wrestling, good boxing, very explosive, but does also sometimes end up being a little bit one-dimensional when he's unable to dominate in the wrestling factor of the game. He's got extreme knockout power, but because he carries so much muscle, he does kind of burn out, like towards the end of the second round. Coming off back-to-back losses, I would like for Lito Adiwang to get a win here, but hey, we'll see. I mean, he fought this guy before. This guy Jeremy knows how to beat him. So let's see. Good curtain raiser for the event. Then moving on to the fight immediately after that in the Bantamweight Kickboxing bout between Anna Jaroonsak and Christina Morales. Now, Anna Jaroonsak, I've only noticed her through the social media blow up of like all of her training videos, and she's just got like the way she hits pads, the way she creates spaces, the way she lands her elbows. It's just ruthless, absolutely ruthless. And then she was going on a run of basically winning most of her fights, but took a loss, but not a bad loss. It was a loss against the current champ in Stamp Viatex. And we know Stamp, I can't talk highly of Stamp. She's one of my favorite, if not my favorite fighter my favorite woman fighter in the One Championship. But yeah, speaking highly of Anna Supergirl, if you don't know, look her up. She is a beast. And this should be a liquor fight. It should be a wonderful fight as well to watch. And then lastly, I will touch base on Zhang Peimian, who is from China, the Fighting Rooster. Also, for one wonderful fighter, coming off a loss against what's his name, Dibella, Jonathan Dibella, who is now the current champion. We know that for sure. The Fighting Rooster, wonderful boxing, explosive knockout power. I would love to see him use a bit more kicks in his game and not just only rely on the boxing. I want to see him use more tips, just get a bit more, not necessarily creative, but just utilize more tools in the game, because I think that's what made him come up short against Jonathan, was the fact that he only had that one thing going for him, was the knockout power. And once Jonathan found the rhythm and found the range, he just dominated the fight. So fighter to watch is the Fighting Rooster, Zhang Peimian. He is very explosive, very fun to watch. Again, I know the fight's going to be very early on Saturday, 1 a.m. South African time. But if you don't want to wait, if you don't want to watch those fights and you want to mainly watch the co-main event and main event, which I recommend, waking up a little bit later, like around maybe 2:30 to 3 a.m., you will then most likely catch the co-main event and main event. That's all the time I have for. I can't wait to watch this. This is going to be an explosive card. Again, guys, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Love the support. Help us get to our first 1,000 likes. And then you will see me next time in the next fight content video. For now, take care.